मैं సరే రా ఓకే sorry guys, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, in the file explorer we can go to this PC of any system and you can access your disk, any something like C drive or D drive or anything. So you can create a new folder, so name it something like web development, and under that we can create one more folder called, as we are going to discuss today about something like HTML. So I'm creating one more folder called HTML, and under that one I'm going to create one more file something like text document, which is the purpose of our developer guide. Okay, so in this file what will be containing it something like we can have information what we are trying to write it. It means something like later in the future by seeing that thing we can easily like do that thing something like what we are going to do today. I mean like each and every guide information it will be there in that one. Just a second, I'm opening that one file. So whatever we'll be creating it, we can open that file. So in that we can have all the information regarding what are the topic we are going to discuss about. And whereas coming to the editors, this is the one thing something like Notepad plus plus, or else we can use, I mean like editors for HTML, JavaScript, CSS and everything. One thing something like Notepad plus plus, we can use something like Visual Studio Code, and third thing something like Sublime, and so many, I mean like editors are there. This is the Visual Studio Code, which it looks like this one. We can have any type of editor, so that just like we can write our code like whatever we are going to write it. This is the minimum required editors. Any of this is fine. So now I'm going to use Notepad plus plus. Okay. Okay. So in the web development, we are going to study about HTML. Before going to HTML, what is web development? Are just like you can say UI developer, are just like user interface screens and all, like you can consider. So whatever we are seeing in the browser, either any Flipkart or Amazon or just like our Google Meet or anything, this and all like which is developed on HTML, like minimum whatever we are going to see in the browser, that is minimum with the help of HTML document. Either you can see something like our page, like it should be containing with the HTML document. This I'm going to show now. This one you guys won't understand now, but if you see now, it is with the help of our HTML tag. So without the HTML thing, we won't be able to write anything regarding in the browser which we want to see it. Something like for example google.com or any other sites as well. This and all like it is developed with the help of basic HTML and with any other framework for implementation of any such functionality or any type of image displaying purpose or anything. So if you are seeing like different languages over here, it means we can have different translators like that. In the future we'll be getting no but that's the HTML. Now, whereas coming to the HTML, what is HTML? HTML in the sense something like hypertext markup language. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. These HTML files will be saved with two extensions, something like .html as well as .htm. Whereas coming to these two types of extensions, like we'll be using most of the cases .html because browser understands in a very like easy manner, and the rendering will be very speed in the Google engine search engine. It means something like whatever we'll be seeing in the browser, this it will be coming from intranet. You can consider as a www. It means something like World Wide Web, or any HTTP. I mean like protocols are just like SOAP or any something like whatever we'll be seeing in the thing. Like either you can search in the mobile or just like either laptop or anywhere. This is coming under that one. So we'll be preferable is .html extension. I will be showing like how we'll be saving it. So now I will say the one example, just like I'm clicking on Control N, new tab. So I'm saving a file as save as. So here only in the HTML folder only, wherever we have created it, there only we can show it. Something like example one. So here .html.
.html.
Yeah, sorry. Just I'm saving it. Yeah, which is saved wrongly. So I'm saving as a .html extension. So it will be
Again, you have
but
listed.
if you see here, like it's not highlighted. If you save as .html, it will be getting highlighted. So whichever I have saved it, like which is saved with a normal text file. But here we will be showing something like we'll be having like all type of file extensions in the Notepad++. Whereas we need to select something like hypertext markup language. It means now you can able to see it something like in the different manner. It means we can able to see each tags with the highlighter with a blue color. and and now I'm saying one more example, something like for seeing your extension, I mean like for your understanding purpose. I'm doing something like save as temporary example, but with the help of .html. But if you go with the normal simple like notepad or something, there it will be showing like it won't show this type of like suggestions. Just I'm going into there, so for your understanding purpose, just I'm going to like notepad. So I'm doing the control S, and here is showing right like all type of files, something like what type of files we are going to save it. Just I'm going to my drive, just like I'm selecting the this PC. It means like current system like PC. And whereas in the C drive we have created folder called web development. Under that one we are having HTML, and here I'm saving my file extension with the help of example.htm. So if you go to the like drive, like our HTML folder, whichever we have saved with, these two got highlighted. It means whatever the files we have created it, we can just like we in the browser. So either by double clicking on this this files, we can see in the browser. As we haven't mentioned any document code, like which it should be displayable on the browser. For example, just like welcome to. If you come and refresh it, either normal text also we can write in our HTML page, like which it will be displayable on the browser. Now we have seen like how we can save with the .html as well as the .html extension. And whereas in the HTML we will be having something like collection of predefined tags. Tags will be there in our HTML document. Okay, and whereas we might be doesn't knowing about tag in the sense something like which we will be writing with less than symbol, like under like near to the shift you need to press shift and less than symbol as well as a greater than symbol, which we will be considering of something like tag. This one we can consider of tag. And what we will be writing under tag, it's an we can consider as a open tag as well. We can consider as a open tag, like which doesn't have forward slash. So now I am writing with the forward slash with normal greater than and less than symbols. So this will be considering as a closing tag. And and now why we are seeing this type of tags, it means like if you see in the browser of any web page, you can see here something like with a less than and greater than symbol we are having some elements. That's why why I'm telling about tag. What is closing tag? This is the closing tag with the forward slash. This is the opening tag with the our less than and greater than symbol. Okay, now we are going to discuss about our HTML structure, like how we can going to write our simple web page, like which we will be making as the like how we are going to do the programming. Because in the web development user interface the coding is main part. It means the theory part how much of you are learning, that will be for our understanding purpose, but we need to have more programming language, like programming knowledge. Let us take here, now I'm writing document type, which should be consist of non-document type as a HTML. This is the HTML5 feature. The doc type in the sense something like it's an document type. We are specifying to the particular browser. It's an type of file is a HTML document type, and which consists of, now I'm writing like HTML as this open tag and this is the closed tag. So like whatever it will be consist of open and closed tag inside, this we can consider as a one document. Like we can write in our developer guide, whichever consists of both open and close tag, we can consider of one document. For example, like HTML with the open tag and with the help of closing tag. Okay, whereas HTML will be going to divide into two parts. It means this is a root tag we can consider, as well as we can call as a HTML document, and under this thing, like we'll be dividing into two parts. One is head section, one more something like body section. It means HTML document we have divided into two parts. One is head section and one more something like body section. Why you are calling it section? Because which is also consists of opening and closing tag. This we have called as a document, whereas this one we have called as a each tag. I mean like section. Until this, if anyone has any doubt, please bring in the message so that I will clarify that.
Okay.
Okay, hope there is no doubt so that I can go ahead. If any doubt at any time, please ping in the chat so that I can clarify without missing that one. Okay, now we are discussing about head section, right? Like which consists of in the head related information. It means in the any web browser. Like now in the like in this meet, we are seeing this one something like meet hyphen or meeting link. This is the header information which we will be writing under title tag. So that now I will show like how we are going to write it that one. Now in the head section, I'm going to write something like title information. It's an part of example one for HTML document. Now I'm going to the our drive, like which I have written in the example one. So I'm double clicking on this file, so which is open on the browser. If you are able to see here, like if you hover it and the particular tab heading, so which is showing something like example one for our HTML document. Okay, and under our head section we'll be having more information regarding something like meta information. I mean like this is meta tag. Like either meta tag will be containing it. Something like now we saw about HTML. It's an which is consist of open and close tag, and this we can consider as a HTML total document, and we are divided into two parts. One is something like head section, one more something like body section. Like for example in the body I'm writing this is the body section. See, if I refresh here, we are able to see this one with the help of just like it's in body section. And before we had talked about that HTML extension, right, which we are seeing in the web browser. Like in the future coming frameworks, something like either React.js or in our Angular or any type of page, we can rewrite our HTML. I mean like whichever we are seeing in the browser router URL, we can have it our custom way instead of like .html, we can show our custom text over here. It means any type of thing, like user defined thing, like example hyphen information, anything we can consist of. In the future, we can understand that thing. Like we are talking about meta tag, like in the header. Meta in the sense something like which consists of something like marketing information as well as title it can be containing it, and as well as like what type of text format we are writing it, like either UTF-8 or UTF-10 or any type of information, and as well as author name and every type of information which it will be holding. This is an single line comment or just like multi-line comment in our HTML tag, like whichever you will be writing in the like this less than exclamatory mark with the two hyphens, as well as closing with the two hyphens and greater than symbol, which it will be under comment section. This is under, it is for, we will be writing for the purpose of our user guide. It means, for example, you have developed this page in some company and you have left the company. By seeing this like comment section, if any new person is coming to the picture, you should be able to understand why you have written it. That's why comment sections are mandatory. So, for example, comment section, I'm adding in the developer guide. This I will be sending at the end of the, I mean like total HTML, so that I will be sending this total file, so that you guys can have the information about like what is total HTML and how we are going to write it. Comment thing how we'll be writing less than symbol, exclamatory mark, hyphen hyphen, I mean like comment information, comment information, and we will be causing with the hyphen hyphen greater than symbol. Okay, that is the just like comment related information. And now we are seeing about meta information. Meta, it will be containing an two properties, name, name something like either author. For each thing, name it will be there, and content, like what type of content we are going to pass it. Something like I'm going to write myself, something like it's an I'm writing this page, so this content it will be containing of Chendu Reddy. It means name is the author and content is a our value. You'll be getting it out what we are writing in the less than and greater than symbol. This we have told about tags, and under whichever tag you will be writing with that information, we can consider of something like our element. Here we can write it something like what is element. Element is consist of inside particular tag value, whatever we'll be writing in the inside tag. Like for example, I am writing the example here something like HTML. Here we can consider less than is symbol, less than or greater than symbol as a tag, and HTML is a element. It's an HTML element. What are the name we will be keeping it? We can call as a element. Like HTML is an element, and less than greater than symbol is a particular tag. Okay. Suppose here this is a tag and meta is a element. In the meta element, we are having name is a one attribute. For each attribute, will be consist of equal to, and inside the double quotes we will be passing an particular value. It means for the meta tag I am specifying as a name attribute with the value as a author, and I am providing as a content here Chandu Reddy. It means for this particular meta name as a author, it means for the meta, like for this total page, author is a name, and like for the author, what is the value? We are specifying the value something like content attribute. This value is a Chandu Reddy. This is the value for author. By everyone, by seeing this tag, they can understand the okay author for this page is like Chandu Reddy. It means you can write your own information like this. This is the meta information, and we will be having more metas like that. Something like this is an one thing. Sorry, this is the one thing, and you can copy and you can paste and you can write, or just like we can write our meta and with the different name sets. Something like name as a something like description. We can contain is something like description. It can contain for each page and description of the content. Like what is the purpose of this? You are writing it. You can have the description and you can have the content as a or total page information. It's an something like web tutorial training. Okay, like this we can contain this as well as it means for the total web page, I mean like for a particular page, we are writing specifying as description and what purpose we are going to write it across the total page, that it will be coming under in the content section, like what is the value for that. And now I'm writing different thing like description is done. We have seen the author and we have seen the description. Now we are going to see about something like directly it won't be containing any properties like this, but which consist of char set. It means whatever we will be seeing in the English or just like any type of language, which it will be coming under UTF-8 or UTF-10 formats. It means whatever we will be writing in the English format or any other languages also, which it will be, it means something like unit text format or 8. This is the text formatter 8 version with the characteristic sets will be taken in that format. And next thing, something like this one, we are having keywords. It means we can mention our keywords also. Something like we'll be practicing how many languages, something like HTML, and we can have our CSS, we can have our JavaScript, we can have our Angular or something, for example like that. This the just like regarding something like total application, we can have the keywords information also in the meta tag. And I'm creating one more meta tag for the purpose of something like viewport. This is the main thing, like in the future we will be going to use for responsiveness purpose. Something like for we will be specifying an width of the particular device. Suppose here I am going to specify width equal to, you can specify dynamically for that device width. This thing you guys can understand while we are going to develop about bootstrap thing. Something like Initial scale, it means something like either 1.0 or 2.0 or like that can be consist of. So I am specifying here as a 1.0 with a normal total document, something like this. Viewport means we will be using for responsiveness. Responsiveness in the sense something like I'm opening in any web browser and in this one. For example, I'm inspecting in particular this Google Meet, so that just like either okay, if you're trying to drag and drop, so it will going to coming this one. It means something like whatever the users are created, I mean like whatever the people joined in the meeting, so it's showing in the right side. So if I am reducing our screen width, so it's coming automatically to the downside. So based on each screen width, if you see here like now it is an 568 pixel of the each width is containing. If you see on the top, it's showing an 600 pixels by, I mean like into like 569. It means 569 is a height, but the 617 or 684 its length keep on increasing based on the screen width. So it's an auto moving to downside. It means now if you are able to see it one by one, we are showing it. It means something it's showing. This will be considering as a black level elements also, but if I seeing multiple elements in the single line, that will be we can consider as a inline related information. This is also it will be in HTML only. With the help of CSS also we can have it. So now I'm opening our web document. Just I have shown for the purpose of responsiveness. Now if you are able to see it here, for each line or just like a horizontal row which consists of three images is getting splitted with the help of HTML and CSS based on screen width. Suppose if you will be getting reduced, so that it's just like whatever it was showing in the there, like now it's showing one by one. So it's just like black related information. And if you're reducing our skin, I mean like width, or increasing it, it's an increasing the size of the images on the particular row. That's why that viewport based, we can specify our width of the device either 780 pixel or 900 pixel or 1000 pixel. Based on the screen width, we can be writing it over there. An initial scale will be passing an value, something like either mobile device or just like desktop devices. Based on each thing, we can specify it later. This is the, now we have talked about header information. Header is the purpose of marking information and what type of characters we are writing it, either UTF-8 or UTF-10, and what is the author name, like we are specifying the value here. What is the description value we are containing like what the purpose, total, whole page, we are writing it off. And whereas the keywords each consist of like what are the values you can have it. Keywords in the sense for our information, something like we are writing about HTML, CSS, JavaScript or Angular or any type of language, whereas the viewport is the purpose of for the responsiveness. What will be the each web browser are just like each device width and initial scale value we can be providing of. In this matter, anyone having any doubt in the chat section? If yes, please ping in the message. Okay, I will be taking as no. So now we saw about head section. In the developer guide also, we can have the information regarding head section. In the HTML section, like HTML document, head section, it will be consist of this all information, marketing information, title, about UTF-8 and author name and every information. Now we are going to discuss about body section. Before going to body section, in our HTML, we will be consisting of four types of HTML tags will be there. It means dependent tags, like types of tags in HTML. So first thing is something like it's an dependent tags. Dependent in the sense something like, for example, one person is depending on other. That is just like we can consider as a dependent example. Like for example, if you see here in the HTML page, this HTML open tag is dependent on this HTML closing tag. This will be consisting of, here you can see something like, which it will be consist of HTML document. For example, this like dependent tag example we can consider as a HTML tag. It means now we understand something like dependent in the sense something like it should be containing both open as well as closing tag. It should be mandatory for the dependent tags. We have so many examples, something like division tag or just like span tag. These are not like, for example, it will be coming under dependent tags. In the types of tags in the HTML, first type is a dependent tag, like or just like we can have the braces in the elements, something like dependent elements also we can consider. So for example, HTML, it should be consist of open and as well as closing tag for the particular HTML, as well as for the div also. Div means something like division tag and as well as this one. And whereas in the span, it should be consist of our like closing tag as well, which it will be contains of both the HTML, like open as well as the closing section for each tag. This will be considering as a dependent tags. Tag means we have seen already before, which it should be consist of less than and greater than symbol. This will be like open tag, and with the forward slash less than and greater than symbol, which is consist of closing tag. It's an example we have seen. This is the dependent tags. And now we are going to see about independent tags. Independent tags, we can call this something like these also elements, but we can consider also something like self-closing tags. It means no need to specify the closing tag. It means just like if I hang this one, this is also enough. For example, something like break tag, or else for example input tag, like or else something like image tag. So many will be there. Like independent tags also available. But these self-closing tags, whereas in the simple HTML, it will be working as expected in the normal way. Whereas coming to the any frameworks, something like Angular or React.js, that time we need to specify like mandatory something like forward slash at the ending after the tag. This will be like in the simple open tag only we are making an closing tag. That's why we are calling as a self closing tags as well as independent tags. as well as independent tags. For example, break tag, input tags, and image tag. We can call as which it should be open with self-closing. Whenever we are writing the particular tag, we are closing there itself. This we can consider of independent tags as well as self-closing tags we can consider of. And whereas coming to third type, which is consist of something like, like black level elements are just like black level tags we can consider. Black level elements as well as inline. In the black level example, something like which it will be coming under div, just like which it will be coming under div, or any other example like which it will be printing in the next lines, something like h1 tags, or just like paragraph tags, p tag. Now I will show you like black level elements how it will be displaying the content on the new line. So now I'm creating the one div tag. Like under the tag, like whatever will be writing the information, it is under like consist of that particular total div element. Like it will be children content for, like in a HTML also we can consider, or in a text also we can consider all the things. It's an division tag 1, and I'm going to the browser and just like refreshing the particular content of this web page. You can come to here and you can enter it. If you see here, it came as a Asian division tag 1. Now I'm going to write one more division tag, something like downside, just like that. I'm writing here division tag 2. I'm going to the web page and just like refreshing it. If you see here, whichever black level elements which displaying on new line every time, it means it doesn't bother anything, like it will be coming under new line every time. These things we can consider as a black level elements. And as I have shown by inspecting this page also, like it's an inline, like in the same line it's showing an 3 images, but if I inspected and just like reduce the width of the screen, it's showing one by one elements. One by one in the sense it's an black level elements. It means something like every time new line, whereas if you are considering of multiple things in the same line, this it will be coming under inline. Black level means every time displayed on by defaultly displayed on new line. Inline in the sense something like what we can consider, it will be appending on same line. For this, like in these examples we are having something like either label tags or are just like input tags, like this. So many will be there, just we'll be seeing on now, are just like as well as span tags. This and all, like it will be coming for inline level tags. Inline examples. Okay. So I'm writing a label. Label is for inline one. So now I have written only inline one. Now we doesn't know it's appending on next line. I mean like same line or in the like new line. So I'm having one more label tag. I mean like label tag we can have it. Label tag 2. If you see now with the one space, it's appended on the same line. It means like the design tag, it's not coming into new line. In the black level, one by one it will be showing in each line, whereas in the inline level tags, which it will be appending on the same line. We have seen, for example, here label. Now I am adding an input tag. See, the input tag also like it's also coming on the new one. I mean like in the same line, like it's an appending with the one space. This is the like four types we have seen in our types of HTML tags. And why we are learning these type of things? Why? Because with the help of HTML, we'll be able to something like read and as well as the read and write information for clients or any other people. It means, for example, this is the Google search page. It means it's our client side page. Client in the sense we can consider as a particular user itself as a client. It means they can enter our information, something like HTML or any type of information. If they can search it, it means if they typed it, like by coming to our Google site server, like they will be just like read our information and they're searching the our like they're searching and giving the information about this total like whatever searched keyword. And whereas for example, suppose if you see something like our Facebook login or just like either Instagram login or anything, like if you see this form, they are expecting a first name, last name, surname, new password. This and all, it's in the client side. It means for reading the client information or just like for reading the user information, if they entered any text over here, something like, for example, we can give our text, something like surname, we can have it our mobile number, email address, or any type of information. If they entered and just like clicked on this one, we can get easily read our information with the help of JavaScript. Like whatever we are storing in the HTML things, we can get these values from the JavaScript framework. And if you're able to see this errors and or something like if you click here, it is showing like please enter all the information, something like whatever the needed. This thing we can consider as a validations also. That and all like it will be coming out JavaScript, but we are seeing here we are just like for reading purpose we can have our input tags, and after reading it, and if you sign in the particular like web page, it will be showing our logged in information like whatever we'll be entering it. As we saw on the just like Google or just like Flipkart, if you sign in the particular site, it will be showing our user information on the right side also. That now user tab is not showing, and that thing like it is part of it. And This is just like normal, like today we saw about inline as well as the external, I mean like inline black are just like normal black level tags and both the things. Now why I show about read and write information for the clients, it means before writing of any code we should be knowing of something like why we are writing it, either input tags or just like any division tag or any information which consists of the body that we are going to see in the like browser content which is displayed on the web page. Okay, just like I will wrap it up one more time. Just like by we can see tomorrow like once more, just like or else we will be getting forgotten. Just like today we saw about total HTML structure and like how many types of HTML tags types are available, and just like what is the head section, what is the body section, and why we are writing it, as well as like what type of editors will be there and which type of extension we should use it and save it. Please go through like once more like total this, I mean like I'll be posting in the YouTube as well this like whatever the recording section, and you can go one more time. If you're having any doubts you can ping me tomorrow or just like in the WhatsApp. I will be available always, something like for clarifying the doubts. And all please maintain the laptop to practice the coding things, and as well as in the same folder structure you guys also can create it and just like practicing the same folder so that we won't be missing anything. And why I have created the developer guide, it means for the by seeing this document we can easily understand each and everything, something like web development, what is this and what is an HTML extension and everything. Okay, today we are going to wrap it up. Thank you all of you for joining it. If any doubts, you can ping me in the message.
Please share that developer guide in chat.
Okay, sure. You mean like in the same file, right?
Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I will forward in the chat. I think so. Like more text, it won't come. Just let me check it. By end of the HTML class, I will be giving the starter file so that it will be more clarity on the every person's, something like instead of giving one by one I will be providing as a total file after completing an HTML topics so that you guys can have the same information like which it contains me. Thank you so much all of you. If no more doubts, I'm wrapping it up.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, have a
Thank you.
great all of you. Bye.